back to my channel. It seems so weird to say that because I've not filmed now in over a week. It feels so strange. Anyway, I'm hopefully back. I'm not going to be uploading as regular as I was doing before, but I will try my best. I'm still getting over the accident that I have and just about developing a cold, which is great. But I worked on Mystic Art Mirror's Fairytopia last night, and I just worked on the background, and I know what you're thinking, my gosh, what's she done to that page, it's an absolute mess. But I did my usual background that I've done it in my last two videos, the tutorial on the background, and I've just let that dry overnight. Now the page is warped quite a lot, but there's nothing I can do. I can't iron it because I can't physically get up by myself and get the iron to iron the page. So I'll just get my husband to I'll either step by step tell him what to do ironing it and risk something happening, or I'll just have it squished on top of something heavy just to flatten the page out. Now I am using a different masking tape and I haven't used it before, so I'm going to take it off for the first time on camera, and I'm hoping that it doesn't destroy the page. And there's a helicopter going over the house. Hello, Mr. Helicopter. So I'll take that off now, and I've used a little bit of salt on this page, so it's all gone in between just here. So far so good. I really am holding my breath. I did pop this down on my leggings last night. We've got a little bit there, you see, so I'll start from the top again. Oh, my fingers got caught. So what happened, I did give a brief description of what happened. So what a day twisted. I forgot to put my watch on. Of all the days, this is the first day that I've been left in the house on my own and I've not got my watch on, and I can't get upstairs to go and get it. It is Monday the 24th today, so it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 9 days ago that I dislocated my kneecap, which was one of the worst days of my life. I've got to admit, I've had a natural childbirth and I've had an emergency C-section, and I've had to recover from that. And I've got to say, because I'm so funny about my knees in the first place, because when I was, I need to start off from the beginning. Before I do, I'm just going to use this little, if you can probably hear it in my voice, I've got a sore throat and everything. I think it's just called a masking eraser, I'm not 100% sure. So with my right knee, years and years ago, I'm 33 now, when I was 16 I dislocated my right kneecap playing in the back garden with my niece when I was 16. I don't know whether I said that. It feels weird being sat filming, to be totally honest, and it feels weird to be in the house on my own. So yeah, I dislocated it there, I went to the hospital and they put it back in, and ever since then I've always had a problem with my knees, always. And it turned out that my right kneecap, it's smooth on the top, so you've got a smooth surface. Sorry, my vitamin tablets. You've got a smooth surface, and then underneath it's meant to be slightly curved, and that's what keeps it in the joint and working properly. So when you're bending your knee, this is what it's meant to be like. Now, through all the scans, MRIs and physio and everything I've had over the years with my right knee, I found out, I can't remember the scientific name. If I can find it, I'll put it on screen here. But basically, what I've got is, I was born with this, it's a genetic thing. God, that was quite satisfying, it came out in one go. The bottom of my knee, where it's meant to be curved to fit into the joint, it's flat. So that's the reason that it dislocated in the first place. There wasn't, it wasn't the right shape anyway. So it's probably lucky that I managed till 16 before I even first dislocated it. So anyway, over the years I've been really funny about my knees. I wouldn't let doctors touch them unless they were completely bent, because I was always scared about them coming out of place. And they did, my right one did dislocate a couple of times, but I managed to pop it back in. It wasn't as severe as that very first time. And I've not had a problem. Well, I've been with my husband now for nearly 15 years, and I've not had a problem in all that time, in 15 years of knowing him. But Alright, my body surprises me. Last Saturday, we've got an under the stairs storage that we keep, like no snacky food, biscuits, crisps, that sort of thing, pots, pans. So I was going in there for a pack of crisps, and before that, actually, that day, that Saturday, I decided to switch desks. I did share a little story on Instagram of all the different things I was having to do, and we struggled so much getting my old desk upstairs because of the shape of the stairs. We got it up there, and I've just plonked everything back in this new desk, which I'm not about to show you because the way that I put it together and organised is terrible. Because I was planning on organising it on Saturday night. I was going to take everything back out and, you know, really thoroughly go through it. But I didn't get the chance, so all my stuff's in drawers and I don't know where things are, and yeah, I'm not managing to sort it yet. But after we'd done all that, I sat down at my desk and put a packet of crisp and a brie, and I went to get them crisp, and it still makes me feel a bit ill thinking about it because I am so funny about my knees. But I just turned, and my right leg turned and my left leg didn't, and instead of my left leg turning, the kneecap literally came out of place and was on the left hand side, so that's my knee. Instead of the kneecap being here, it was literally over here. I purposely fell backwards with my left kneecap in my left hand on my side, and proceeded to scream for the next hour and a half before the ambulance came. It was excruciating, and luckily my daughter was upstairs in a bedroom watching TV in a bed, so she was safe. But my husband kept saying, you need to stop screaming, you need to stop screaming, you're going to scare her. And it was just the pain. If you've ever dislocated anything, especially your knees, you know what I'm talking about. It is just atrocious, and I think added on top of that, because I was so afraid of knowing what was going to happen, I had to go to the hospital and have to have it popped back in place. Yeah, it was no good. I'm going to have to pause the video here because I forgot to bring a drink over, and luckily I've got a little wheelie chair so I can wheel myself to the door and then use my crutches to get from the door to the kitchen, and then put a drink under my arm to then bring it back in. So I will be right back. That's better. I've got my Pepsi Max and I've got all my painkillers around me. So I'm currently taking just ibuprofen. What's the milligrams of this? It's quite a high one. I'm taking them, and I'm taking cocodamol, just over the counter cocodamol. I was prescribed a quite high cocodamol. This was before I dislocated my knee for pains, because I get really bad pains in the middle of the night. But I'm not taking them. I'm trying my best to wean myself off, so I've gone from the high ones to just the shop bought one, and hopefully in a couple of days I'll be able, fingers crossed, stop taking them. So where was I up to? Before I carry on, I'm just going to use another one of these plastic sheets just to protect the back, because I'm planning on using alcohol markers. And as you can see, I was quite messy last night. It is going to be a different setup for a while until I figure out or manage to sort everything out again. So it is a different angle. Usually you'd be right there over the top and pointing down. But today, excuse me, you're at the side of me. So yeah, and I got these new alcohol markers. I'd actually ordered these only about a week ago, and I was having troubles on Amazon, and I did the pastel set of Hoo markers, and they are really nice. I've used them on a Hannah Lynn page when, to be honest, I've not done much colouring. I couldn't sit and have the colouring book on my knee because it was hurting, and I'll be totally honest, I just lost my mojo. I wasn't really interested, but I have done, I can show you because I've got it right at the side of me. I ordered this little diamond painting off Amazon, just a cheaper one, just for something to do, and I've probably got about halfway through. Whether or not I finish that, I don't know, but it shouldn't take me too long anyway. So, where was I up to? So yeah, I was screaming on the floor, what colour should we do with her skin? I like that thistle colour. I like that mauve, actually. Pale lilac. We're going to use pale lilac, I think. VO20, VO30. VO20 pale lilac. They are really, really nice, these, and they've got the brush tip on them. So I'll just put the plastic behind just to protect the page. So yeah, it took the ambulance an hour and a half to get here. My husband actually rung 999 3 times because I was begging him to see where they were, and our local town, I think I missed a bit there, our local town's hospital was that busy they had to send it from a nearby town. So yeah, that was fun. And then they got here and put me on gas and air, put, is it called a cannula? I think it's called a cannula in my arm. The bruises are just about getting better now. They put the thing in my arm. I don't know whether that's the right word or not, a cannula. And then they give me morphine, but they had to give it me a little bit at the time because I think my blood pressure, from what I'm remembering, was quite high. But for obvious reasons, I was panicking, I was screaming, I was crying. I was a complete and utter baby about it, and my husband dealt with me really well. Hats off to him. But anything to do with my knees, I've always been really, really funny about it. So they give me all that medication, and it wasn't really cutting it. It wasn't doing anything to help with the pain. And the worst bit was yet to come. Where I'd fallen back, where it happened, was literally like my front door's here, and then I was here on the floor. They couldn't get the stretcher through the front door to lift me up to put me on, so I had to stand. I had to stand on my good leg while it made me feel sick. While my left leg was bent, I'll get through it really quickly. My left leg was still bent and dislocated, so my husband had my bad leg, the one that was out, in his arms, while the 2 ambulance nurses were lifting me up from behind, and I had to hop backwards. And that was probably one of the most painful parts, apart from them popping it back in. And anyway, after about 5 minutes of me crying and saying just leave me here, and me hugging the radiator because I didn't want to move, I eventually got onto the stretcher. They got me into the ambulance. So yeah, that was all sorted. My husband brought a pair of shoes for when I was better, for leave the hospital. And he even said to me when I got back home that night, he said, "Why did the ambulance stop just outside our road?" And I said, "Well, my arm decided to burst the blood vessels, so they had to stop the bleeding, because there was just blood all down my arm. I don't know whether it's because of the pressure or I'd bent my arm a certain way and it had popped the blood vessel, but yeah." So I get to the hospital. Meanwhile, I'm still in agony. They're giving me gas and air. They're giving me the rest of the morphine that I could have. And then they put me in a separate waiting room because the hospital was that busy. Now, the hospital, as far as I'm aware, wasn't busy with COVID cases. From what I could see and what I've been told, it was that busy with drunken people. There was drunken people swaying past me, and I'm lying there crying on my own with my leg in the opposite direction that it should be, and then drunken people walking past and holding on to the end of my bed to keep steady. And I was panicking, thinking, oh my god, they're going to fall forward onto me and I don't need this. And there was police officers and the nurses everywhere. It was just hectic. It was hectic. I think I was in that room for about 40-50 minutes. It felt like a lifetime before they moved me into, it was like an open ward, and he was treating all these different people. And then the doctor came over and said, right, we're going to put it back into place. It's right, that's fine, but I need something else for the pain, because what you've given me, or what's been given to me, is not cutting it. And they give me this thing that I can, it looked like like a water pistol. It looked like a water pistol, but it was green, and he had to screw something on top, and he said you have to breathe this in but blow it out in the same tube that you're breathing it in. And I don't know what that was. I'll find out when I have to go back, because I'm going to ask what that drug was, because it made me feel terrible. But then he just said 1, 2, 3 and popped it back in, and I must have screamed that much that probably my whole town it was horrible. But once it was back in, the pain subsided probably instantly. It was a lot better. I'm thinking that these here are little bits of hair. They're not actually, you know, like little baby hairs, like flyaways. I don't think they're part of it. So then I just had to wait for, well, I don't know why I had to wait for, but I was there for another maybe an hour and a half before they allowed me to go home. They just said to take over-the-counter painkillers, sent me home on crutches. The crutches that they sent me home with were not, they didn't like make me stand up and measure them to my body. They were just still in the plastic. Sent me home with them, so me and my husband had to work out how to measure them up right. So I was on the NHS website trying to work out how to walk on crutches. It's been so long. And there was videos on there that were showing you how to walk upstairs. They don't show you how to walk up curved stairs with the stair lift on. So I'm still going up and down the stairs on my backside, and I've been told today I'm not allowed upstairs. We've got a toilet downstairs, luckily. So I'm allowed in here, the dining room, sit at my desk or the couch, or into the kitchen to get my dinner. But my mother-in-law is coming round today at 1 o'clock, and it is 10 to 10 now. So I've not got too long of my own. But yeah, the recovery of this accident is not been fun. My husband doesn't watch my videos, but he's been such a superstar. He's been having to look after me, which is, I've been a baby. He's been having to look after Isabel, which she's a full-time job in itself. And he had already booked this week off work, and we had so much planned. 20 minutes before I dislocated it, we'd actually booked to go Alton Towers, just me and him. And we now organised my sister coming up and my mother-in-law to help with Isabel, and we'd organised everything basically, and we were going to go shopping and go for meals. We've not been on our own for like 4 years now since she's been born, and we had all these plans, and our anniversary meal booked, and I went and did that, and I felt terrible. But the healing from it is not fun. The first 3-4 days I was wearing this big massive supportive strap, and it had metal around the back of it and metal around the sides, and I couldn't really use the loo or anything with it on. It was horrible. So I ended up ordering my own supportive strap off Amazon, and I was wearing that up until yesterday. Yesterday was the first day that I didn't put anything on my knee. I can get around on it ever so slightly better. If I need to carry something with my right hand, I will sort of have my back arched but keep my left hand on my left knee to make sure it doesn't pop out of place. It's probably all in my head, but that's how I'm managing to get around. And then the majority, it needs to be my crutches to keep the weight off it. But I did go for an appointment on a Wednesday to go and see the doctor again, and he had a look at my x-ray, and he explained that I've got the same problem in my left that I have in my right. So the kneecap is smooth instead of being curved, so that's why it's come out of place. Which again, like a baby, I started crying because I thought, oh no, not again, because he said that there's a chance it's going to do it again. I think I would rather break my leg than have it dislocated, because it would be a straight cast, you know, you're fixed after a couple of weeks, and it won't happen again unless some accident happened. Now I'm thinking, oh my god, even if I walk to my daughter's nursery, if I turn a certain way, it's going to go. Or what if I've got Isabel in my arms? I'm really scared of it happening again. So I just need to get over this fear. If it happens again, it's going to happen again. There's nothing I can do to stop it. But next time, I did try and pop it back in before anybody thinks. I did try and do it myself. And then if it does happen again next time, I will be forcing myself to pop it back in so we don't have to go through all this. And hopefully it wouldn't be as damaged. But the healing of it now is because the ligaments were stretched so much. It's not so much pain that I'm getting now. It's more like it's an annoying pain, like a throbbing, like a heartbeat in my knee. And then every now and again I'll get these weird twinges and spasms. And my husband just keeps telling me it's just all the ligaments going back into place and trying to protect it and heal itself. So hopefully that's what it is. So yeah, that is the reason that I've not been, I know it's only been a week, I've been desperate to sit down and do some sort of filming. It's the way of me venting. It's going to end up looking a bit patchy, this, isn't it? It's not too bad up here. I might have to go over with another layer on the body. I'm wondering if I left any of the masking fluid on. Yeah, so we were meant to be going out for our anniversary meal on Saturday. We're Monday today, yeah. And he rang up the restaurant, he knows the owner, my husband, and we decided to get it as a takeaway instead, a lovely Italian meal. Well, I can actually show you because I did take pictures and it was, oh my god, it was flipping gorgeous. But he walked in the house and he walked in with a bottle of champagne as well, and I said, what are you doing with that? He said, I organised it for it to be on the table when you got there. Oh, I felt terrible. So I got like a chicken breast with cream and mushroom sauce, vegetables and potatoes. And that's the wine, with my little table at the side of me because I still wasn't moving very well. You got the pizza. You can see it on my washing and the crutches there. That's another shot of his pizza. And the profiteroles were the nicest profiteroles I've ever had. That sauce that was on them was like, you know, the bueno chocolate. It was really nice. So that was nice, but I felt so guilty and terrible even that when he walked in with that champagne, I was like, oh no, because it's my fault that we haven't managed to do any of this week. But you know, it couldn't be helped. It was just one of them unfortunate things that happened. So for her, I wanted something slightly darker. Antique fuchsia, that's quite nice. What's that one? R250. R250. RV. Is it R2? RV, yeah. Gosh. No. R250. There we go. Let's put that one back. So yeah, it's not been a particularly fun week. My husband's still sleeping on the couch because I'm nervous that he'll bang my knee. And I'm up all hours anyway, trying to get in a comfortable position, and I don't want to keep him awake. But then again, he's up with our daughter in the middle of the night, every night. So he's not had a break. And I really, really, really do feel sorry for him. He boot this time off. And he's ended up looking after me. So he's a superstar, absolute superstar. I did end up going over with a little bit of paint though. I think I just got a bit paint happy. I did the same technique as what I did in my other videos on the background. But I just added a bit of salt, and that's what I was flicking off then. Some sea salt. I thought I got it all off, and there's a couple of little bits left over. I don't know how much shading I'm going to do. Because like I said, I still am in a little bit of a colouring slump. Not wanting to, I cannot be bothered with a really detailed page. No. So I just wanted something really simple and easy to do. Oh. Today's the first day, I believe, that it's not actually raining. It wasn't too bad yesterday, but in the evening time it really, really did come down. I need to pluck up the courage as well to go outside of the house on the crutches, even if it's just round the block, because that's scaring the life out of me now as well, leaving the house, which I know shouldn't be. Oh, and I did get a lovely, lovely present. I can't get the boot because it's too heavy for me to carry over with one hand, but I have got this and I'll keep it in my little folder. And it says, hi Debbie, hope this gives you some pleasure whilst you're out of action from colouring, from Scott Cullen. So that was off my Amazon wish list. It was a dinosaur, like a Wikipedia book. And thank you so much. It made my day. My husband brought it upstairs and he said, what have you been ordering again? I said, I haven't ordered anything. And I said, oh, one of my subscribers sent me something. And I was yeah, I was really happy about it. So thank you Scott for sending me that. That did really make me smile. And I've got some brilliant references now for all my dinosaur colouring pages. I want to try, when I get my mojo back properly, drawing some dinosaurs or dragons and then colouring them myself. We'll see. My son can draw a lot better than me, but he loses interest pretty quick. Teenagers. What can you do? So what colour should we do? Well, I like that one actually. Hollyhock, that colour. It's quite a dark pink one. I might use that. So I haven't really been watching many people's videos. I managed to catch a little bit of Kirsty's stream on Friday, but then I had my my father-in-law come round because he needed to come round to watch the nursery with my husband because he's going to pick up Isabel Friday this week, I do believe, and nursery's never met him before, so they needed to see him before did let her go. So my husband's taking her to nursery every day. He's going to go into work late. Work has been amazing with him as well. They've been really understanding. And then I've got a different person practically every day picking her up. Apart from Wednesday, my husband's working from home because we've got an appointment of people coming round to the house to look at the seating for Isabel. It's really weird sat here with the camera right at the side where I'm used to it overhead. Yeah, because the seating that we've got at home is absolutely atrocious. It's still giving Isabel bruises on her hips, marks on her ankles, and she's just basically not got a good posture. And the amount of times that I've had people around to my house with this issue is unbelievable. And I've even had to change the person that was coming around. I put a complaint in because of the amount of messages and stuff I was leaving one of these ladies, and she felt like she was ignoring me. Or I won't get into that because that will be a full-on rant. So yeah, we'll see what happens on Wednesday. I'm hoping that they'll listen a bit better while my husband's here, because it feels like me, I'm talking to that thing in front of me, which is the wall. So I was gutted I didn't manage to catch everybody's stream of the Mariola event. But that picture that Kirsty was colouring was flipping gorgeous. I'm going to have to buy that one. But I'm not pulling my printer out. I won't be able to get the printer out by myself and start printing out. So at the moment, I'll just wait. The paper in these boots are really nice, but the only thing that I will complain about is the spine. The spine in these boots is so hard to break. And even though I've used it quite a few times, I've coloured quite a few pages in this, the spine still isn't properly broke. I could just kill a cup of a cappuccino or a latte or something now. I wonder if probably a bad idea. I wonder if I could wheel into the kitchen. But yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Me pushing backwards and forwards and trying to get back here with a hot cup of coffee is probably not a good idea. Actually, the Lavender Mist, which is B340, I quite like the look of that. I found it straight away. So there's not all pink going on. I like the look of this one. So because I'm walking funny as well when I am walking, my back is absolutely creasing me because of the posture that I'm in. So once my son's home, I'm going to have to get him to get the heat pad out for me because I completely forgot. I forgot to put my watch on this morning. I needed to be downstairs and dressed and ready before everyone left because I didn't want to come downstairs on my own. So yeah, I forgot my watch, which isn't ideal. I needed to have that on for safety reasons. But anyway, what has everybody else been working on? Any new boots that I need to know about or anything? I thought that this colour would be a little bit darker, to be honest. Yeah, I thought it would be. So the last 2 Sundays as well, I've had my mother-in-law coming round and she's been doing the Sunday dinner here so I could eat at home. And then I've got my, I don't know what you'd class her, she's technically, I think she's my mother-in-law, she's my father-in-law's wife. She's going to be making a pie from scratch and she's bringing it round on Friday for us. So all my husband has to do really then is either he could go to the chippy and buy chips, or he could get some new potatoes and cook them, or frozen chips, whatever. So we're having a nice home cooked meal if it is proper potatoes, but we'll see. On a Friday when he's finished work, it might be the last thing he wants to do. But she's turning out pretty. I think I will do a bit of shading, but I will just work on the hair because that's what I find easier. So I'm gonna get my pencils out. I think I'm gonna work with polychromos and I will be right back. So I've got my polychromos out, thinking of colours. I think for the lighter shade, I'm liking the look of this crimson, I think. I'm going to move the pencils actually on this side. Give myself a bit of room. I've not used these pencils in a little while, to be honest. Oh, I use them pastel pencils as well. You'll see it in the finished pages before Saturday. And they're really, really nice. I used them on a full page. It was a Mystic Art Mirrors PDF that I printed out on the Tantone paper and it turned out beautiful. The budget friendly pencils, I'm so impressed with them. I can't recommend them enough. And I can't remember which pencil case that they're in. They're in one of the pencil cases. It might be in the Luminance one. Or even the Aqua Museum pencils. But yeah, in the evenings I haven't really been doing much. We've been watching, we didn't watch any of it from the start, Line of Duty. It's a UK programme, but I know it's quite popular actually in other parts of the world. So I've managed to watch 2 seasons of that and about 4 seasons of American Horror Story. I'd already watched them, but I rewatched them as just sort of background noise when I was stuck in bed for the first couple of days. I just had them on as background noise. But yeah, Line of Duty, both me and my husband are really enjoying them. So we did start watching it together, and then he was watching it at a different time as me, and then we watched season 2 episode, the very end episode 6 last night together. But then I said, oh well, I've not really got much to do tomorrow. Once I've hopefully done my filming, I can sort the camera out and get my tripod all sorted. Once I've done that and edited the video, I think I'll watch it. So I'll probably be ahead of him 1 or 2 episodes, and then we'll do the same when we get to the end. We'll watch it together. But yeah, they were really good. I really enjoyed them. Something else to think about. He's one of them people, he has to guess what happens, he likes to be right. Where half of the time I have no clue what's happening and he has to remind me which character's which. Yeah. I'm glad I chose this colour, it goes with the background really well. So the longest I've managed to sit at my desk as well is an hour and a half. I did diamond paint for an hour and a half yesterday afternoon. And that was probably too much. My leg was killing me after. So we had to go back to the couch and put the recliner up and put pillows underneath it and then put peas on it to cool it down. So yeah, it's been fun and games, and I've still not had the shower fixed. We've had a couple of different people out and they don't know the issue, and I think we've pinpointed it now that the what's it called, the shower tray, what you stand on, there must be some sort of leak there because we tested it. My son had a shower and he's barely at any weight. He's a skinny mini Lewis, and it didn't leak because we still got the hole in the ceiling. We can't have that filled in until we've had the shower fixed. So it didn't leak then when he was in it, but then my husband got in, and obviously he's a man, so he's going to weigh more. and it started leaking after a minute or two of him being in there, so it must be the shower tray. So we've got somebody else coming out. We're just going to have to replace it, rip it all out, replace it, hopefully that fixes the problem, and then we can get the hole in the ceiling fixed. So it's just been fun and games. This last few months has just felt like, I don't like complaining too much on the channel, but I do like to keep it real and be honest, and this is like my way of venting. And yeah, this last couple of months I've just felt like the odds have been against our family. It really has. It's just been one thing after another after another. We needed a little bit of luck. Just something good to happen. So I'm hoping that something good will be we found an issue to fix her bloody seating at home. But we'll see. Oh, my tattoo has completely healed now, and I adore them. I absolutely adore them. I was planning on last week going to a different tattooist and booking something in because I wanted something on this part of my arm. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen, so that'll just have to wait. My sister and my niece go to an amazing tattooist. The artwork that he does is, oh, it's fantastic. I can really appreciate the artwork of it. So I wanted to go to him and get something booked in and have a chat with him. But it just didn't happen. So please tell me something nice that's happened to you. Something nice in the last couple of weeks. Oh, I believe that the lady, I think she messaged me on Instagram actually, that won the giveaway of the Colouring Heaven magazine that I did from Canada. She received it and she's let me know that she's got it and everything, which was nice. I always worry about sending things in the post because you never know. But yeah, she received it and she was happy. I think the lady's name was Sarah. I do remember her last name because that was my maiden name, Green. It's flattening out actually. When I first looked at it this morning, I thought, oh my god, what have I done to that page? Because it really was crinkly. But now that I'm working on it, it's not too bad. And I know I've gone a bit overboard with the top here. But it's dry, it's fine. And I've just downloaded I've just got my token, my Audible token. I just downloaded the second one of Harry Potter, the audio book to listen to, so I'll start that probably tonight. I'm going to attempt when my mother-in-law gets here, I'm not going to do it on my own. Oh, my husband didn't get the slow cooker out. No! I was going to do spaghetti and just put it in the slow cooker, and then all he would have to do when he got home was do the pasta, and he's not got it out. So I'll have to get my mother-in-law to do that. He asked me to make chicken sandwiches last night. We had a roast dinner and we used the leftovers for sandwiches while we was watching TV together. And I couldn't stand in the kitchen to do it, and I'm so fussy when it comes to how much butter you put on the bread and how much mayo and salt and stuff. And he went, right, he says, I'll bring it all in. I'll bring it all in. And I had this little table at the side of me, and he brought in literally everything from the bread to the chicken to the salt to the mayo, knives, plates, everything. So I was sat there at 9 o'clock last night with a chopping board in front of me, buttering some bread, cutting up some chicken, salting it. Because yeah, I am a little bit fussy when it comes to food. But yeah, I'll say it again, he's been such a superstar, my husband. He really, really has. Thank you, thank you, thank you for looking after me, Danny. You are a star. He doesn't watch my videos, I don't think. Especially not all of them. He may watch this one though, because he'll know that I'm talking about what happened. So maybe. I do remember Lewis was at home at the time when I did fall, and I just remember him being in the hallway, just me screaming my head off, and he looked terrified. I mean, there was nothing I could do as well. I couldn't stop it. It was making me it was like an out-of-body experience, sort of, like me lied there on the floor screaming, and I was thinking to myself, you need to stop, you've got 2 kids in the house, the front door was open so the neighbours could hear you. I could not stop. I was just being a complete and utter baby about it. But it was just the side, because I had leggings on and I could just see this ball at the side of my knee, and I thought, that's not meant to be there, that's my kneecap. Oh, horrible. So I think I'm just going to finish this hair, and then I'll do the rest in my own time, because I don't think I can sit at this desk for much longer. I'm going to have to sit here to upload the video later on, so I don't want to push it. Just make a small little video just to let everyone know that I'm still here. I'm just not doing as much colouring. I'm doing probably more diamond painting than anything, because I don't have to think about what colours, I don't have to, you know, make my own backgrounds. I can just follow the instructions of the diamond painting and zone out and listen to my music, or listen to whatever it is that I've got on the iPad. So I hope that's okay with everyone. If there's any videos that you want to see and they're easy for me to film, I would really appreciate it, because I'm just, like I said, I'm in a bit of a slump at the minute and not really knowing what to do with myself. I know that not everyone likes diamond painting, but if you're interested in that, I could maybe film one of them. I'm going to have to curve that a little bit more than I wanted to. Oh, the dogs are not liking the crutches either. They're not really liking it. They're trying to dodge as best as they can when I'm coming past them, but it's only so quick that they can move. I'll show you the couple of pages actually that I've done in this book. I do really like Mystic Eye mirrors. I sort of go through phases of like I'll colour loads and loads in one month, and then I'll not touch them for months. Same with Hannah Lynn and Hannah Calzo for that matter. Last night I was just sat in front of my bookshelf, literally in my chair, wheeled myself over, and I just could not pick a page. I pick a book for that matter of fact actually. I just no, over and over, and then I just pulled this out and thought, right, you are working in this one. This will be a good background. There's enough space in the background. Let's just do it. And I sort of forced myself to sit down and paint. But I'm glad I did. Let's get these last little pieces. I think I will use a darker shade of purple pink as well, just to add a little bit more depth. But I'm not going to get carried away with myself. One step at a time. That's what my husband keeps saying. Just one step at a time. So, oh yeah, I was going to show you the pages that I've done in this book. Is there any at the back? I don't think there is any at the back. Let's start off at the front. So we did this one. That's Jane Davenport mermaid markers in the background. We did this one. Definitely look at the bleed through on that. I think that is watercolour background, or it could be distress ink, and some glittery watercolour. I nearly did that page. We did this one, which is the front cover, and I tried to do the colours exactly the same, and a bit of pan pastel in the background. I really like that one, but that white gel pen took forever and a day to do. And then we did that one, and that is definitely distress ink on the background. Really fun. We did that one. I love how this one turned out. It reminds me of Avatar so much. And I think that's it. So we're working on this one. So I don't know when the next video will be up. Hopefully it'll just be in a day or two. Well, if you enjoyed, please do give me a thumbs up. It does help me out loads. And if you're new, please do subscribe. I'd love to have you around. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye guys. Bye.